I'm cold. I should be clear. Forward fuel low. Roger.
Hey guys, what's up? Dave Spy here. Just trying something a little different today. Just thinking about how many hobbies we all have and doing self-care. But my problem is that I have way too many hobbies. In fact, I have way too many expensive hobbies, to be more specific. So I just thought I'd show them off and see what you guys think. So here's one of my expensive-ass hobbies. Mechanical keyboards. I remember hearing all the hype about mechanical keyboards back in 2015. I got a Corsair K70 with cherry red switches with my first PC build and thought that was the end of it. Fast forward to 2021, and that keyboard started to die. I got back into research mode because I just obsessively researched things and found that there was now a huge community around mechanical keyboards and even multiple manufacturers that were doing it, but most of them were Chinese and they still are. I ended up buying this keyboard first as a research piece. I bought the bare bones GMMK full-size keyboard. I knew that this was going to be a first step on the way to figuring out exactly what I wanted to have on a board. So I decided just to go kind of cheap, but still good build quality to figure out exactly what I wanted to have on a board. I also got a switch tester and banged away on it for about a week blindly until I found out what I liked, which drove my wife abso-fucking-lutely nuts. I went through several different kinds of switches until I figured out that I really like tactiles. And then I started narrowing down the tactiles, going through Gatoron Browns, Zeals, Xylants, and Glorious Pandas. I ended up really liking the Zelios 67 gram version 2. What I liked about them specifically was that the actuation point at the top of the switch was very crisp, and how crisp that break was. I know that liking tactile switches puts me in a minority of gamers, but my next choice that I had to make put me thoroughly outside the norm. I tried using many different types of switches, including Cherry and OEM, Shine Through, PBT, but I ended up really liking SA profile keycaps. I would prefer to get some in PBT, but they only really make ABS shine through. I like RGB for highlighting valid keys, especially in keybind heavy games like Escape from Tarkov. I usually end up highlighting the key combos in similar colors like Alt L and red for clearing a weapon malfunction, or for some other niche purposes, finding the keybind that does the NVIDIA recordings. I will usually forget every single one, and so having those highlighted in the same color really helps me. I don't really have the time to sit down and play a lot of games. When I do, usually everybody else in my house is asleep, so I set out to make my board sound a little better, but also quiet. Keyboard typing test first. Oh, fuck me. Keyboard typing test first layout. As you can hear, not great. Stab, rattle, and overall not as quiet as I would like it to be. So I ordered more Zeal 67 grams and finally received the keycaps that I ordered a while ago on drop. I got the Skyloon GK2 silicone keycap set, which comes with everything you need for a full-size 108 boards, including a few extra special modifiers. Overall, I like these caps for the sound, but I'm not in love with the looks. While I was pulling these off, I kept having problems with pulling the silicone off the plastic stem piece that the switch stem goes into. Next, I removed all the old switches and replaced them with Lube Zeal 67 switches. Overall, for this, lubing isn't my favorite process. It's very time consuming and a little tedious, but sometimes it can be a little relaxing if you need to bring yourself back to earth. Here's a video with those caps and fully lubed 67 gram Zeals. Alright, the last one didn't save Audacity file, so here is full Zelios with some Glorious Pandas, just for non-important ones. Alright. Fucking tab. Alright, let's redo that one. I love the way that these switches feel, but I had to be super careful not to over lube them just because I don't like losing the tactility on them. Over lubing can reduce the tactility on tactile switches, which is exactly what I got the Zeal 67 grams for, was their very pronounced tactility. The housings are also transparent, which makes the RGB shine through very well. Also on this keyboard, the thing I didn't really like about these SA caps is that they're ABS, which they don't sound great, and that there's a lot of bleed through coming through around the lettering, which you can see here. After this, I took the board apart because I wanted to make it quieter. As you can see, it comes with a tiny layer of foam between the PCB and the case. I used some stuff out around the house like red Loctite to seal up the hole so it wouldn't leak, and then used some 2-part silicone to fill the lower part of the case. I filled to the lowest part of where the PCB would be, using the posts as my guide. I used 2 Altoids to prop up the feet on the lower side so I would have a level amount without using something else. I had a little bit of overpour, but nothing that couldn't be fixed with the razor around the edge. Also, it made some nice coasters for my desk. After putting the board back together with nearly full Zeals, because they're expensive in terms of switches, so I couldn't really afford to get a full 108 set, I did sound tests with the old keycaps and the new silicone caps. Take a listen. Okay, typing test. Post Silicone and Zelios 67's lubed, and Zelio stabs, I think they're over lubed. Let's see. Okay. B-roll. All right, let's just say that was the warm-up. overall, I think that this came out great, but I plan on getting another board. I've kind of been bitten by the keyboard bug, and now I want to do my next build a lot better. So far, I've spent about $500 just figuring out what I need and like in a keyboard, but I really enjoy typing on this keyboard, and I look forward to doing so even while gaming. It just feels great to me, and I really enjoy it. But as you can see, this is just another one of my incredibly niche and expensive ass hobbies. As always, take care, guys.